Alright. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Let us start today's seminar with gratitude to God Almighty. Because of His blessings, we are able to gather here in good health and spirit. On behalf of the committee, I am Agnes Monica S, and I feel honored to be your moderator today in our seminar with the title Exploring Students' Perceptions on the Use of Novels to Writing Skills at Untirta. This seminar is part of our ongoing efforts to innovate and reflect on effective English language teaching strategies, especially in integrating literature into writing classes. Before we begin, let me take a moment to respectfully acknowledge and thank our beloved lecturer with Professor Dr. Shafrizal MPD, who has guided and supported the preparation of this seminar. Thank you for your continuous encouragement and mentorship. And now allow me to introduce our speaker for today's seminar. They are First speaker is Fibryna Nugroho and the second speaker is Alya Kamila. And next slide, please. Okay. So today's seminar will follow this structure. The first is presentation session, and then the second one is Q&A or discussion session, and the last is conclusion, closing remarks, and certificate ceremony. And the table of content this slide is there are background, purpose of the paper, formulation of the paper, literature review, research methodology, finding and discussion, and conclusion. Next slide, please. So without further delay, I now invite Fibryna Nugroho as the first speaker to begin the presentation. For the speaker, the screen is yours.
Okay, thank you, kindly moderator. So now we would like to start our topic with our background first. So reading and writing is one of the basic literacy skill that has a broad impact on a person's academic ability and also creativity. One form of that reading that is widely demand is novels, which not only provided entertainment but also offer broad insights. So once reading becomes active and thoughtful, it often begins to inspire the reader and becomes part of the writing process. But although there are a wide range of benefits of reading novels, including the potential of improvement in writing skills, it can also occur of our research, and there's also some gaps on it, which the number of students in using novels as the media to read is still lacks in this current era. Students tend to use technology more often than printed materials such as novels, which has potential to harm their literacy and writing skills. And also challenge appear for those who read novels to stay engaged in reading novel, while from this it could also change challenging to persuade individuals who do not have an interest in using novels to start with it. And the exploration of the genre of novel itself is quite monotone, making the reader get bored easily compared to the generation of technologies that keep on updating, which make many people more interested in digital media. So this study would explore on students' perceptions who are an avid novel readers of how by reading novels can contribute to their writing skills. Moreover, on their ability to create their own stories. This study aims to determine whether novel readers believe that reading novels can improve their writing skills and what factors that they consider important in this process. This information is important to identify the most effective ways to encourage and support novel readers' writing skills. And from there, here are our purpose of the paper as well as the formulation that came up from the background. So for the purpose, we would explore the use of novels as a media on enhancing students' writing skills and also what factors that motivate students to read novels and their relationship to writing interests. We also examine the challenges the students face in reading novels and strategies for improving the writing skills and the perception from novel readers on how novels could be more attractive compared to the other forms of digital media in the current era. And then the formulation of the paper is how does reading novels help students at Untirta understand story structures and incorporate that to their writing skills, and what factors motivate students at Untirta to read novels, and how do they relate that to their writing interests, what are the challenges, and also how can the use of novels can be attractive compared to the other digital media in the current era. Thank you kindly. I would now hand it over to my friend Alia. Alia, time and screen is yours.
Okay, now literature review. First is novel. Novel is a long prose narrative that tells fiction yet realistic stories based on human life. It includes elements like plot, character, and setting, and often reflects social and cultural issues. Novels are not just for entertainment, they help students see writing style, improve vocabulary, and understand story structure. Reading novels can also inspire creativity and motivate students to write. In short, novels can be powerful tools to support writing skills development. And next is writing skill. Writing is the process of turning ideas into written form to communicate with a reader. It involves memory, language, and critical thinking, making it complex skills. Reading helps improve writing by adding new vocabulary and showing examples of good sentence structure. When students read more, they learn how to write more clearly and correctly. Good writing is not just correct, it's also clear, engaging, and easy to understand. Next slide. Okay, how novel reading is perceived to support writing skill. Reading habits plays a key role in writing development. Linui and Winardi 2020. Reading improves vocabulary and builds writing confidence. Good readers are often better writers due to their exposure to language use and structure. Reading and writing are interrelated skills, and literary reading has a positive effect on academic writing performance. However, EFL learners like Indonesian students often struggle with grammar due to language differences. This study explores how students at Untirta perceive the role of novels in improving their writing through reading exposure and inspiration. In previous study, Rice in 2016 emphasized that reading is key to learning writing. Arn and Ward 2018 found that reading habits improve writing style, vocabulary, and grammar. Hem 2021 showed that students view novels as helpful for writing development. Atayeva et al. 2019 found a strong link between reading habits and academic writing skills. Strongman and Metz 2004 support this, noting that students who read often demonstrate better language awareness. Marjan and Kasimova found that while students read more, their writing still need improvement. This study support the idea that reading, especially novels, help develop writing skills, aligning with the study's focus on Untirta student perceptions. Research methodology. In research design, the study uses a descriptive qualitative method to explore novel readers' perceptions of writing skill. A basic interpretative approach is applied. The research used this type because this research focused on the perception of novel readers and how it would influence their writing skill. In research subjects, the study used purposive sampling by selecting 8 of 6 semester English students at Untirta who actively read novels and have an interest in writing. Kay et al. 2012 said the sample was chosen because of their experience in interpreting thoughts into writing and their high-level literacy skills. In data collections, the instrument used for data collection is interview. According to Rutledge and Hawk 2020, an in-depth interview is one of many qualitative research techniques used to gather data on the subjective experience of participants. Okay, the first research questions in finding and discussions aim to explore how reading novels help students understand story structure and how they apply them in their writing. The findings revealed that reading novels allows students to understand narrative structure such as exposition, conflict, climax, and resolution, as well as observe character development and writing style. This understanding is then reflected in their own creative writing. Reading also supports the fluency of ideas, vocabulary variety, and the ability to construct a coherent storyline. Participant 1 inspired to write fanfiction, original stories, and a cultural short story titled Betty for You and Me. And participant 1 also worked as a script author in her third semester. And participant 8 uh, reading helped participant 8 create meaningful characters and realistic plots. And participant 8 published The Pelisan and is writing an original series. Lam is very Jentaka. Okay, next slide. In the second research question, aim to explore the motivations behind students' interest in reading novels and how those motivations relate to their desire to write. Motivations play a vital role in shaping students' engagement with novels. Findings show that curiosity, emotional connection, and personal relatability were dominant motivators. These internal drivers often become the foundation for creative expressions, inspiring students to begin writing their own story. Participant 6 interest in reading began after watching a film adaptation, sparking curiosity about the full story, and participant 7 said emotional connection to the story and character deepened participant 7 motivation to read and later inspired to write. Okay, next. I'll give back to Phoebe.
Okay, thank you kindly, Alia. So now we're heading to the third research question, which is aimed to explore what are the challenges students face in reading novels and what does the strategies they employed that can be used to enhance their writing skills. So we collected them and we found that there are separated into three main parts, which is the first one right here is the participants that have challenges with difficult words. So in these are the example from the participants excerpt that is had the most voice from the majority, which is this is from participant 2. She said that when reading novels, difficulties in the language that it used in a novel that sometimes feel difficult and to understand the meaning words of the vocabulary, she needs to try to take notes of those difficult words so that when you want to improve your writing skills, the only advice is try to force yourself to continue to reading. And then the next one is from participant 5 that it has language barriers and vocabulary in challenges too. So the strategy is to overcome the vocabulary difficulties by searching the meanings in online, and you could also asking your friends with social support also and collaborative learning in reading. So from the argument from the participants who have challenges with difficult words, all of them also give solutions on how they address the issues, which we could take from the excerpt, such as write down the difficult words and try to look for the meaning. And we could also correcting the grammar by using assisting tools like Grammarly and etc. So from sharing it, it could also earn knowledge more about writing, like from styles, character development, story plot, etc. And then this is the second one, which is participants who have challenges with distractions like phones, games, etc. So here are the some of the participants' voice. So this is the first one from participant 6 that said the challenge that she often faced when reading novels is the limited time. So she cover up that we need to find a good place and a good time to be able to read novels without interruptions. And the next one is from participant 1, which he said that this day he preferred to use video games over novels, and how he overcome it is to read that what not bores him. So if we want to read something, we need to read something that we are truly invested in, and that would be incorporated to our further writing. So from the argument from the participants who have challenges with distractions, all of them also give solutions on how they address this issue, which we could take from the excerpt, such as like choosing the right types book of genre, and by turning off notification. Self-pampering is one of the important strategies to get engaged with reading novels. Meanwhile, this is aligned with Crucial Academy. On their webpage said that at least in a day we need to read. With 10 benefits we could get, one of the benefits is being able to improve our writing skills and broaden our vocabulary. And this is the last one, which is the participants who have challenges with boredom. There are one of the remaining participants which had uh, give our the solution, which is to take notes on the story or the characters and try to analyze that, the plot, and predict where the story will go next. It would give a nice solutions to the boredom. And from the argument from participant 4 who have challenged with boredom, the solution is like taking a break and coming back again with a fresh mind so that reading novels could be more intense and more engaging. And here is the last, which is the fourth research question, which is aimed to explore on how the use of novels media is be more attractive compared to the current media with the fact that the genre of novel is quite monotonous. So the first one is here. This is the majority of the voice, which is said that from participant one in Indonesian market is lack in fantasy books, while from participant three said that sci-fi, which need to be more presented and it is underrepresented in local market of Indonesia. So based on the result, all of the participants indicates that the genre of novels should be explored more, as current novels are considered to consist only like a few genre like romance, horror, and comedy. So by bringing up this new genre or even the genre that does not exist yet will not only bring more creativity and diversity to the writing scene, but also provide readers with new and exciting content in the future. Thank you kindly. I would give back to the moderator.
All right, thank you so much for the both of our great speakers today, for Fibryna Nugroho and Alya Kamila, for delivering the insightful presentation. Now we move to the Q&A session. If anyone would like to ask a question, feel free and please raise your hand or write your question in the chat. But before we begin to these questions, this Q&A session, let me and allow me to return back this moment to our speaker today. Thank you.
Yes, I would like to ask something about this topic. As we all know, in this current era of digital literacy, many young people are tend to prefer reading fan fiction or short stories on platforms like Wattpad rather than reading printed novels, right? So, in your opinion, does reading these types of texts have the same, better, or even worse effects on writing skills compared to reading classical or popular literature? And how does this relate to the findings in your research?
Okay, thank you, Riva, for the question. I will answer that questions. That's a very relevant and important questions. In our research, most participants refer to print novels, but we are fully aware that digital platforms like Wattpad are becoming increasingly popular. Reading in any form can certainly inspire writing and help develop creativity. However, when it comes to structure, language quality, and depth of themes, professionally edited novels such as in classical literature or published fictions tend to offer stronger models of writing. Many online stories may lack this editorial rigor. So, while digital reading can be beneficial, especially for engagement and accessibility, we believe it should be balanced with exposure to high quality literature to ensure writing development is not limited to imitation or superficial style. Okay, Rifa, is that clear?
Yes, clear enough. Thank you.
May I ask a question? Okay, Firyal, you may, please. Okay, so from the research showing that by reading novel, it can inspire the readers so they can write, but from inspire, it's not guaranteed enough for the quality of their writings. My question is, how far do you guys think the inspire from novel can construct writing skill that's not considered as copying style from other writers?
Okay, thank you, Firyal, for your question. I would like to answer that. So that's right. The inspiration and quality are two different things. In our interview, some participants did state that they initially imitate the style of their favorite authors, but however, over the time and experience, they begin to find their own voice or writing style. This is where diverse reading and consistent writing practice are important. Novels provide the examples, but the systematic writing skills still need to be honed and through reflection, formal learning, and also revision. So inspiration and is the starting point, but learning and practice are what makes it develop into a one solid skills. Is that covering enough?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. All right, since the Q&A session is already over, we next to the next slide, which is in conclusion. For conclusion, I will invite one of the speaker to explain of this. The time and screen is yours.
Okay, thank you kindly, Agnes. I would like to read and recap our material today. So, all of the findings revealed a clear and positive impact of novel reading on writing skills among the participants. The result of this study, based on the data collected from the participants, showed that reading novels positively inspires and helps them to enhance their writing skills. All participants noted that reading novels help them develop a better understanding of plot structures and character development, which has been proven to be significant. Some evidence also showed from the participants writing creation of making short stories, fan fiction, and incorporate that in their assignment, which really proved to improve the positive impact from reading novels and how it improves writing skills. Moreover, various factors motivate participants to read novels for the first time, such as curiosity, escape from reality, and personal growth, which were also reflected in their responses. Despite the presence of the challenges also with the obstacles such as difficult words, distractions, and boredoms, most participants found strategies to engage and keep focus, such as setting goals and taking breaks. So, in short, it was observed that there was also an underrepresented genre in the market, with most participants enjoying fantasy and sci fi novels. So, this research has provided valuable insights into the influence of novel reading on writing skills and the various factors that drove participants to read novels for the first time, despite the challenges that they face. So it has also shown the importance of setting goals and taking breaks to stay focused and engage while reading and provide tips for readers who might be struggling, and hopefully this would be beneficial for the readers. Thank you kindly. I give back to the moderator.
All right, thank you, Fibryna, for the conclusion. So thank you so much for the inspiring questions from our audience or participants. Now, before we officially close today's seminar, we would like to proceed to the next session, which is the Certificate of Appreciation Ceremony. Okay, thank you. We would like to present a certificate of appreciation to our speakers today with Fibryna Nugroho, and also the next one is Alya Kamila too, for delivering an insightful presentation on exploring students' perception on the use of novels to writing skills at Untirta. Thank you for your valuable contribution. May your research inspire further innovation in the teaching of English writing. And then we also appreciate the active participation from all attendees today. Therefore, e-certificates will be distributed to all participants who have registered and attended the full seminar session. Please make sure to fill in the attendance form or check your email for further information. Maybe that's all for today. We have now come to the end of our seminar. On behalf of the organizing committee, I would like to sincerely thank our speaker, the participant, and especially our lecturer with Professor Dr. Syafrizal MPD for the guidance and support. We hope today's presentation gives us new perspective and inspiration on how literature, especially novels, can enrich the process of teaching writing in English classroom. Thank you for your participation, excitement, and attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning and have a great day.
Waalaikumsalam
Waalaikumsalam
warahmatullahi
warahmatullahi
wabarakatuh. Thank you.